Welcome everyone to KISA, Karnataka ICSE Schools Association, and it has come up with Talent Search Examination 2022. It is for the classes 1 to 10. I am Arshita, your teacher, taking you all through this quiz today. And today's category is Environmental Science and Religion and Culture. So let's start today's quiz. Environmental Science. Here comes the first question. Many wild plants and animals are on the verge of extinction due to option A, habitat destruction, and option B, climatic change, option C, deforestation, and option D, all of this. So the answer is option D, all of this. All of this habitat destruction, climatic change, deforestation. Many plants and animal species are on the verge of their extinction because of loss of forest land by indiscriminate use by the humans. So all the mentioned option is the right answer. So let's move to the second question. Most harmful environmental pollutants are option A, natural nutrients in excess, and option B, human organic waste, option C, non-biodegradable chemicals, and the last option is waste animal feed. Which is the right answer? Here comes the right answer, non-biodegradable chemicals. Non-biodegradable chemicals are the most dangerous pollutants as they for a very long time in the soil and water media and cannot be rendered harmless by any of the biological process. And the next question is, nitrogen fixing blue-green algae is option A, Clostridium, option B, Rhizobium, option C, Anabena, and option D, Nitrosomonas. And the right answer is option C, Anabena. Anabena is a genus of filamentous cyanobacteria that exist as plankton. They are known for nitrogen fixing abilities and they form symbiotic relationships with certain plants such as the mosquito fern. Let's move to the next question. Fourth question is, macro consumers include option A, herbivorous, option B, carnivorous, option C, omnivorous, and option D, all of this. And the right answer is option D, all of this. All of these herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. Because macro consumers are that consume nutrition in large amounts and also their requirement of nutrition is large. Carnivorous consume the meat of the animals only as their nutrition source and herbivorous consume plants. Both are consumers. Hence, all these is the right answer. Let's move to the next question. The fifth question is, decomposers are also called as option A, reducers, option B, primary consumers, option C, organic matter, and option D, secondary consumers. And the right answer is option A, reducers. Reducers, because decomposers are also called as reducers because they are able to remove or degrade the dead bodies of an organisms, and due to their small size they are known as micro-consumers. Let's move to the next question. And the sixth question is, the most important reason for decrease in biodiversity is option A, habitat pollution, and option B, introduction of exotic species, and option C, overexploitation, and option D, habitat destruction. And we'll find the right answer. The right answer is option D, habitat destruction. Habitat destruction is a process by which a natural habitat becomes incapable of supporting its native species. Industrial production, harvesting natural resources, mining, trawling, and other human contributions lead to habitat destruction, thereby decreasing the biodiversity. We'll move to the next question. And the next question is, soil erosion can be prevented by. You can see the image. It is completely of soil erosion. Soil erosion can be prevented by option A, deforestation, option B, afforestation, and option C, overgrazing, and the last option, removal of vegetation. And the right answer is option B, afforestation. Afforestation is the establishment of a forest or stand of trees, that is forestation, in an area where there was no previous tree cover. Many government and non-governmental organizations directly engage in afforestation programs to create forests and increase carbon capture. And the next question is related to acid rain. Acid rain contains option A, sulfuric acid, option B, hydrochloric acid, and option C, oxalic acid, and option D, acetic acid. And the right answer is option A, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is antiquity as oil of vitriol is a mineral acid composed of the elements sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen with the molecular formula H2SO4. It is a colorless, odorless, and viscous liquid that is miscible with water. And we'll move to the next question. The next question is, water from springs contain dissolved compounds which are used to cure some skin diseases. Option A, nitrate. Option B, carbon. Option C, oxide. And option D, sulfur. And the right answer is option D, sulfur. Sulfur is a non-metal and have antibacterial effect against the bacteria that causes acne. It has atomic number of 16. We'll move to the next question. And the 10th question is, which of the following is considered a valuable gas in Earth's atmosphere? And option A, water vapor. Option B, nitrogen. Option C, oxygen, and option D is argon. And the right answer is option B, nitrogen. Nitrogen is a chemical element with the symbol N and atomic number 7. Nitrogen is a non-metal and the lightest member of group 15 of the periodic table, often called the nitrogens. And the next question is, plants which grow in shade are called option A, cyophytes, option B, heliophytes, option C, oxalophytes, and option D, epiphytes. And the right answer is option A, ceophyte. Ceophytes are shade-loving trees or plants. These plants have larger photosynthetic units that sun plants or heliophytes. Ceophytes are also known as photoboughs plants and they reach their saturation level in only 20% sunlight. We'll move to the next question. You can find in the image a garbage and the next question is related to it. Vermicomposting is a natural method of option A, producing compost manure, option B, producing compost by worms, option C, managing waste, and option D, destroying worm. And the right answer is option B, Producing compost by worms. Producing compost by worms. Vermicomposting is a natural process whereby earthworms convert waste material with rigid structures into compost. The compost produced in this green process is traditionally and popularly used as a natural fertilizer for enhancing plant growth. And the next question is, a pond serves as a good example for a dash water ecosystem. And we'll see the options. Option A, fresh. Option B, brackish. Option C, marine. And option D, saline. And the right answer is option A, fresh. A pond ecosystem is an example of a freshwater ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystems are further grouped into lentic ecosystem. It is a standing or stagnant water ecosystem which includes lakes, ponds and marshes. Lotic is a running water ecosystem which includes streams and rivers. And the next question is, Minamata disease is caused by. Let's see the options. Option A, air pollution. Option B, water pollution. Option C, marine pollution. And option D, soil pollution. And the right answer is option B, water pollution. Water pollution. Minamata disease is a methyl mercury poisoning with neurological symptoms and caused by the daily consumption of large quantities of fish and shellfish that were heavily contaminated with the toxic chemical and are produced in factories and are thrown into the sea. And the next question is, the Chipko movement was started by. Option A, Engler. Option B, Sundarlal Bahuguna. Option C, Medapadkar. Option D, John Wallis. And the right answer is option B, Sundarlal Bahuguna. The Chipko movement originated from an incident in a remote village called Reni in Garhwal, high up in the Himalayas during the early 1970s. It was a movement against the felling of trees, that is, deforestation. Sundarlal Bahuguna, an environmentalist, was the driving force behind the legendary Chipko movement. And the next question, it is the 16th question. Foam formation in Vartur Lake is due to the presence of chemical. So which is the chemical? Let's see the options. Option A, surfactants. Option B, methane. Option C, oxides. And option D, antioxidants. And the right answer is option A, surfactants. Surfactants are compounds that lower the surface tension between two liquids, between a gas and a liquid, or between a liquid and a solid. And the next question is, the intensity of earthquake is measured by. Let's see the options. Option A, Beaufort scale. Option B, Richter scale. Option C, Mohr scale. Option D, joules. And the right answer is option B, Richter scale. The Richter scale measures the largest wiggle, that is amplitude, on the recording, but other magnitude scales measure different parts of the earthquake. And the next question is related to waste management. A waste management technique that involves the use of organisms to remove or neutralize pollutants from a contaminated site. Let's see the answers. Option A, biomagnification. Option B, bioremediation. Option C, waste degradation, and option D, bioreduction. And the right answer is option B, bioremediation. Bioremediation is a waste management technique that involves the use of organisms to remove or neutralize pollutants from a contaminated site. We'll move to the next question. Energy flow in ecosystem is option A, unidirectional, option B, bidirectional, option C, multidirectional, and option D, triangular. And the right answer is option A, unidirectional. Energy flow is the flow of energy through living things within an ecosystem. All living organisms can be organized into producers and consumers, and those producers and consumers can further be organized into a food chain. And the next question. CFC releases a chemical which is harmful to ozone is option A, chlorine, option B, fluorine, option C, NO2, and option D, SO2. And the right answer is option A, chlorine. Chlorine is a toxic chemical exerted from chlorofluorocarbon. It contributes a major portion in depleting the ozone layer and also causing various health problems in human beings and animals. And our next session is Did You Know? And the first thing to know is 1 pound of aluminium can save enough energy to power a television for 3 hours. And the second thing to know is every day around 2,51,000 trees are cut down only to make toilet paper. And the third thing to know is every year around 5 million tons of oil produced around the world end up in the water. And the next session is Think Box. How do wells get their water from underground rivers? And you have to think about it. And the next thing to think is how does wind create all the ocean currents? And the third thing to think is what makes raindrops tear-shaped? And the third thing to think is what makes raindrops tear-shaped? And our next session is Factual Question. Here comes our first question. The domain of water is referred to as option A, lithosphere, option B, ecosystem, option C, biosphere, and option D, hydrosphere. And the right answer is option D, hydrosphere. And the second question. If the gas and acid are formed in a multiple tube fermentation technique, what is the test performed? Option A, discarded. Option B, negative. Option C, continued. Option D, positive. And the right answer is option D, positive. And our third question is, ozone is an allotrope of oxygen which is dash in nature. First option, polyatomic. Option B, triatomic. Option C, diatomic, and option D, monatomic. And the right answer is option B, triatomic. And our next segment is religion and culture. Our first question is, which world religion is the most flexible? Option A, Hinduism. Option B, Islam. Option C, Buddhism. And option D, Christianity. Let's see the answers. And the right answer is option A, Hinduism. Hinduism is the most flexible religion on as Hindus are followed to follow even atheism apart from idol worshipping or treating profession or work as God? And the second question is, each of the Jain founding figures is considered to be Jaina, or option A, Holy One, option B, Avenger, option C, Redeems, and option D, Conqueror. And the right answer is option B, Avenger. He who has conquered love and hate, pleasure and pain, attachment and aversion, and has thereby freed his soul from the karmas obscuring knowledge, perception, truth, and ability is a Jaina. And the third question is, who was an ancient goddess who existed before the beginning of time? And the first option is Agastya, and the option B is Anala, option C is Ammanavaru, option D is Agni. And the right answer is option C, Ammanavaru. Ammanavaru, according to Hindu belief, is an ancient goddess who laid the egg that hatched Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. And the next question is related to Buddha. The largest Buddhist monastery in India is located in? We'll see the options. Option A, Gangtok. Option B, Dharamshala. Option C, Tawang. And option D, Sarnath. And the right answer is option C, Tawang. Tawang, it is located in Bomdila, Arunachal Pradesh. Tawang Monastery is the largest in India. Also the birthplace of the 6th Dalai Lama. We'll move to the next question. What is the correct name for a Jewish place of worship? Let's see the options. Option A, Pagoda. Option B, Church. Option C, Mosque. And option D, Synagogue. And the right answer is option D, Synagogue. Synagogue in Judaism, a community house of worship that serves as a place not only for liturgical services but also for assembly and study. We'll move to the next question. And the question number 6 is, what are the gateways to the Buddhist stupas called? Let's see the options. Option A, Toranas. Option B, Ajantas. Option C, Jatakas. And option D, Pandavas. And the right answer is option A, Toranas. Torana, Indian gateway, usually of stone, marking the entrance to a Buddhist shrine or stupa or to a Hindu temple. Let's move to the next question. Which is the god of war in Greek mythology? And option A, Minerva. Option B, Jupiter. Option C, Athena. And the last option, Ares. And the right answer is option D, Ares. In Greek religion, god of war, or more properly, the spirit of battle, is called as Ares. And the next question. Shankaracharya was born at Kerala in option A, Kaladi, option B, Talwandi, and option C, Mewar, and option D, none of this. And the right answer is option A, Kaladi. Kaladi is the administrative headquarters of Faizabad district and the Faizabad division of Uttar Pradesh, India. And the next question, you can see in the image. It is the image of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is situated on the bank of river. So, in which river do you think the Ayodhya is situated? We'll see the options. Option A, Ganga. Option B, Godavari. Option C, Sarayu, and option D, Yamuna. And the right answer is option C, Sarayu. Ayodhya is a city situated on the banks of holy river Sarayu. The Sarayu is a river that originates at a ridge south of Nanda Kot mountain in Bageshwar district in Uttarakhand, India. And the next question. The Bhagat movement is related to which among the following tribes of India? And the options are option A, Birhor, option B, Bil, option C, Santal, and option D, Khol. And the right answer is option B, Bil. Bhagat movement is a religious movement among the Bhils scattered in 4 states of India, that is Rajasthan, Gujarat, MP and Maharashtra. We'll move to the next question. The 11th question is, Black Pagoda is located in which state? So any guess? We'll see the options. Option A, Tamil Nadu. Option B, Kerala. Option C, Orissa. And the last option D, Andhra Pradesh. We'll see the right answer. The right answer is option C, Orissa. Odisha, an eastern Indian state on the Bay of Bengal, is known for its tribal cultures and its many ancient Hindu temples. And the next question. Where is Pushkar Fair held? So any guess? We'll see the options first. The first option is Jaipur and the second option is Udaipur and the third option is Jodhpur and the last option is Ajmer. And the right answer is option D, Ajmer. The Pushkar Fair, also called the Pushkar Camel Fair, is an annual multi-day livestock fair held in the town of Pushkar near Ajmer city in Ajmer district in Rajasthan. We'll move to the next question. Jihad. So what is jihad? The word jihad means the first option, pilgrimage, the second option, to strive or struggle, and the third option is fasting, and the last option is prophecy. And the right answer for the meaning of jihad is option B, to strive or struggle. Jihad is a meritorious struggle or effort. Jihad is an Arabic word which literally means striving or struggling, especially with a praiseworthy aim. And our next question is, where did Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the National War Memorial on February 25, 2019? Option A, Jammu. Option B, Itanagar. Option C, New Delhi. And option D, Kurukshetra. And the right answer is option C, New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled the National War Memorial by lighting the eternal flame at the central obelisk in the War Memorial Complex, which is located at India Gate. And our next question. The Sangai festival is celebrated in which place? We'll see the options. The option C, Assam. Option B, Manipur. Option C, Mizoram. And option D, Nagaland. And the right answer is option B, Manipur. The Manipur Tourism Department as organizers graciously incepted the festival in 2010, which eventually became the grandest festival since then. And the next question is, in context with Karnataka, what is Halegannada? Option A, tourism place. Option B, a ritual. Option C, a dance form. and option D, a language. And the right answer is option D, a language. Old Kannada or Hale Kannada is the Kannada language which transformed from Purvada Hale Kannada or pre-Old Kannada during the region of Kadambas of Banavasi. We'll move to the next question. A fire temple is a place of worship for option A, Sikhs, option B, Zoroastrians, option C, Buddhist, and option D, Shintos. And the right answer is option B, Zoroastrians. Zoroastrians, the eternal flame, keeps burning in the heart of Dari Meher or the fire temple, and it is the sacred place of worship of the Parsi community. And the next question. Who seized Draupadi by her hair and dragged her into the court? We'll see the options. Option A, Drishtadyumna. Option B, Dushasana. Option C, Vidura. And option D, Duryodhana. And the right answer is option B, Dushasana. Dushasana is the person who dragged Draupadi in the court. Dushasana is also known as Suhasana, is an antagonist in the Hindu epic Mahabharata. He was second eldest among the Kaurava princes and the younger brother of Duryodhana. And the next question is, great hero from Mahabharata who lived a life such a way, today his another name for generosity and loyalty is option A, Bhishma, option B, Nakul, option C, Karna, and option D, Arjun. And the right answer is option C, Karna. Karna, also known as Vasusena, Angaraja, and Radeya, is one of the main protagonists of the Hindu epic Mahabharata. He is the son of the sun god Surya and Princess Kunti, and thus a demigod of royal birth. We'll move to the next question. Vali was killed by option A, Hanuman, option B, Sugriva, option C, Rama, and option D, Ravana. And the right answer is option C, Rama. Sugriva seeks refuge at the feet of Lord Rama, and since Rama never lets down those who seeks his protection, he kills Vali. And the next session is, did you know? And the first thing to know is, Rama is the Hindu god Vishnu's seventh avatar, and according to Hindu mythology, he is the king of Ayodhya. Rama is also the progenitor of the Hindu epic Ramayana. He is considered the supreme entity rather than an avatar in a few Rama-centric groups. And the next thing to know is, in the last 10,000 years of history, India has never attacked another country. And the next thing to know is, one of the classical folk art forms of Karnataka is the Yakshagana, an Indian variation of the opera. Yakshagana is a form of dance drama that is widely performed in the coastal areas of Karnataka. And our next session is Think Box. And the first thing to think is, explore how many classical dances are there in India. And the second thing to think is, in India, how many different kinds of festivals are celebrated? And the third thing to think is, which is the most historical place in India? And our next session is Factual Question. And here comes the first question. Name the Gharanas associated with Kathak. Option A, Rajasthan. Option B, Lucknow. Option C, Madras. And option D, both A and B. And the right answer is option D, both A and B. That is Rajasthan and Lucknow. And the second question. Where is the famous Jagannath temple located? Option A, Orissa. Option B, Karnataka. Option C, Kerala. And option D, Tamil Nadu. And the right answer is option A, Orissa. And the next question is, the temple theatre of Kerala built by Chera borrowed stories from the option A, Roman epics, option B, Hindi epics, option C, Tamil epics, and option D, Sanskrit epics. And the right answer for this is option D, Sanskrit epics. And we are done with today's session. Hope it was interesting and you learned something. Thank you all for your precious time.